Hey everybody, this is Jordan, and welcome to Haunted Falls Paranormal, my talkcast, The Spirit Moves, Episode 1. Today we will be talking about the magical abilities that I had channeled and some other things I channeled of what the world deems as the notorious Menendez brothers, Erik and Lyle Menendez. Now, as you know, Erik and Lyle were convicted in 1996 of unaliving their parents. Back in August of 1989, it was a 3-trial run, and they didn't have that great of a defense, and they were convicted of manslaughter and life in prison without the possibility of parole. But new evidence has come up from one of the Menudo boys about their dad, Jose, be molesting him. And I'm going to tell you what I have channeled about these boys, and I believe that they have served their time and they were very, very too harshly judged. So let me just ladies, we need to give Mr. Lyle Menendez some appreciation, because for 55, he still looks like a rock star. So let's give this man some appreciation. Here we go. Hi, this is Jordan from The Spirit Moves. Welcome to episode 1, and we will be talking about the Menendez brothers, Erik and Lyle. I got a lot of channel messages, and I was getting this just now as I was starting. Erik and Lyle are not guilty of their crimes. They exposed and got rid of a molester that was doing this to others. As you know, in August of 1989, and I just saw a spirit going through my wall, that they were tried and convicted of unaliving their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. And it came out later in the trials. There were 3 trials and not very good defenses, that their parents were sexually assaulting them and abusing them and raping them. I can relate to that, because not with my parents, but with other people I knew, my cousin and my ex-husband, as well as other people around me in Texas that did that to me. But that's not the point. Now, all of this came together about 6-7 months ago. Back in April of this year, I woke up right in this bed at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I kept feeling depression, like this heavy weight of depression. And I had just had a dream of this man. He had dark curly hair, and he was wearing a striped button-down shirt, and he had these beautiful, slanted up, beautiful blue eyes, and this luscious mouth. Oh my God, he's so cute. And he was familiar to me, but I didn't know who he was. But it felt so real, lucid dreaming. And yes, something happened, and I'm not gonna get into that, but I woke up and I kept seeing him again, and I kept feeling his depression. I kept feeling it very, very bad. And I kept telling him, look, I know you're feeling horrible. I understand this, but please, you are keeping me up. And I felt so bad, but I kept getting drawn to this case, and I was searching through YouTube that following day, and I saw the Menendez brothers, and I started, watching it. I recognized the guy from my dream as Erik Menendez. So that was really synchronistic events and very shocking to me. There's times I'm still going through this. We have a lot of soulmates, a lot of soul tribe, twin flames, yada yada, etc. But yeah, this was very shocking for me to go through. I'll be honest. I mean, not that I wasn't happy to have known him in a past life, and having this was like an astral plane, a dream that I was having, meeting him in this dream, and it was very romantic. Let's just put it that way. So I know he was a past lover of mine, many times actually, but things just started with them from there on out, and I got led to this movie called Silent Fall, which is about a little boy and his older sister that are come to live with Richard Dreyfuss's character as a psychologist after their parents die. And throughout this, Richard Dreyfuss starts getting the little boy Tim to start, talking and starting to recreate what had happened with his parents. And then he goes and finds pictures of Tim himself and Sylvie, who is played by Liv Tyler, my doppelganger, a lot of the time. She comes clean and says the parents were, and it triggers me even saying this now, that the parents were molesting the little boy and were taking pictures, and Sylvie had just gotten back, she said, from the mall and found out the truth and unalived the parents. So I kept getting that, and it was going towards the trials, and it started from there, and I just kept getting connected to Erik and Lyle ever since. I had picked up that, and I've felt them astral project, so I know they both can astral project. That is one of their powers that they have. I have it too. I did pick up Lyle and Erik are both very clairvoyant. Also, Erik's got this trickster thing about him, teenage soul. I've got it too. But and he's a prankster, like, kind of like a little kid, a prankster. Likes to play jokes, likes to play tricks. He's got that about him. Lyle has it too, but it's more in Erik. But I did pick up a few things about them, and I wanted to share this with you guys. I've been channeling a lot this week, so this is going to be focused on Lyle Menendez. Lyle, I picked up, is very, very clairvoyant, and yes, I know now, we all know he has astral project. He can astral project and bilocate, so can Erik, into different places. Because I also picked up, like, from Kim Russo, who's another psychic medium, that abused people and will astral project to different places, or even bilocate to different places. I've done it myself. But also, souls will always go where they feel home. But I also feel from Lyle, he has a deep inner knowing about his past lives. I sense he's dreamt about them before and not even known it. He has a very deep sensation, wisdom within his soul. And he has the biggest heart that you have ever seen. And I feel that with him. I'm getting that with him right now. He also has had a past life as a knight and got Avalon days, King Arthur-ish court. I just keep picking that up. I do feel he was a mer person in Atlantis. He definitely has Atlantean in him. Robin Hood era. He was in England. He has that past life. I do feel he's still beating himself up over unaliving his parents. And I did pick up from Spirit that he needs to forgive himself for that. Him and Erik both. Erik is angry about what his father still has done to him. He basically is a stolen life. And I was drawn to J.C. Dugard's book, A Stolen Life, because I myself can relate to that, because my life is stolen in a lot of ways too. But this is focused on them right now. But yeah, that's Eric's life was stolen. His father wanted to keep him, like, I keep getting the image of a butterfly under glass. You know, it's a pretty thing, and it's all about possession. His father wanted to possess him. Like, I mean, kind of like his own little brothel, if you will. That, oh God, that is, I'm so sorry. I really am. But yeah, I keep picking that up with Erik, and Erik was his prized possession. And I've seen some of the videos on the way Jose would look at Erik. Yes, Erik is a beautiful man. He is exceptionally good looking, and he does have a nice figure, of course, especially that tennis outfit. Lyle did too. I mean, they're both gifted. They're blessed, and I want to say they're blessed in a lot of ways with the good looks, the body, the brains, especially the brains. Erik's got this. I picked up. He's got this professor thing about him, look about him. And I did feel he is a brainiac, but with his disabilities, and the abuse, he doubts himself a lot of the time. He's a lot smarter than he knows. And he's a very good guy in his heart, and I can feel that with him and Lyle. I could feel their hearts were screaming for true love. Physically, they have not found it yet. A lot of life lessons, definitely a lot of life lessons with different people, but they still have not found true love yet. Also, I also got that Erik had many abusive past lives, so he, as well as I was going through this from being Sylvia Likens, he has to relive this and face this and basically heal from this. It's past lives intruding on present time, if you will. We have to heal from all this. He has to heal from this. Lyle's got to heal from this. My suggestion to them is to meditate and go within and look within themselves. And I did say that they practice yoga over at the R.J. Donovan Correctional Center, and you have to feel what's coming up within you, and you have to admit to yourself a lot of things. And if you feel like you have to cry, then you have to cry it out, because that is part of the healing process. That is what I can suggest to them, because I've been on this spiritual awakening journey for 6 years, which is kind of funny. I dreamt of Erik, and then I joined YouTube on January 10th of 2016, which is Lyle's birthday. So these are all these synchronistic events coming up with all this. Is pretty interesting. Spirit tells no lies, neither does intuition, really. Intuition never lies. You follow your heart, your intuition, it will lead you in the right direction. And I kept feeling in my heartstrings I needed to come on and do this before I go to bed, because I got to get up early again for work tomorrow. What else? Okay, I do feel that Erik is a very powerful manifester. He's very, very clairvoyant, very empathic. And I did keep seeing him in the image of him in this room, this courtroom, and he's just kind of like got his hands like this. He can't stand to hear the judge talk. He keeps feeling his negativity. He is feeling the emotions of everyone around him. And he's basically, because he's empathic, he's like he's a sensitive guy, and he's very clairvoyant. He's like a sponge. I can relate to this too. And you're just pulling everybody's emotions into you, and you're not sure how to deflect it or push it out. I got that from him very strongly. In that prison life, he feels comfortable there. He's kind of basically in ways given up, like he did with his dad. It's kind of before all this, the unaliving with parents happened, before Lyle stepped in with that. I do feel they have great remorse. They did think twice before getting the guns to unalive their parents. They thought twice about it, but the explosion in Erik's mind, oh my God, I keep getting this, my parents are going to kill me, my parents are going to kill me. It was just so much. as an 18-year-old for him to take. And, you know, Lyle, I was picking up from Lyle, you know, him being the older brother, this came through. I got Lyle, you loved your parents so much, and you were your dad's protege. You know, you were his protege, and he abused you too, but you didn't want to unalive them because of the unconditional love that you had for them. But you also had nowhere else to turn. This is before social media. This is before all that. So, this was 1989, of course. And when you guys were doing this, I was 5 years old. Erik was 13 when I was born in 1983. I was 13 when Erik and Lyle were, you know, were convicted in 1996 and were on Barbara Walters 2020. Don't get me started on that one with her. I just felt with her when she's interviewing them, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I just felt hatred, and I just felt she was judging them as well. And the love letters that come to him, we're going to get into that later. I may not get into it all, because to me, that's all the matrix of women. And to me, that's always a pattern with this. And I notice patterns. It's always the blonde women that send love letters to prisoners. I love Lyle and Erik to death. I just do not want them to get hurt. That is the only thing, because of basically the matrix, the woman, I keep seeing the woman in the red dress. These women are the women in the red dress. They're the distractions that are going to distract them from their past, that path. This is a message. Take it as you will. I've had a few in male form of my own, and I have become aware of this. So this is how I know. This is the message I am relating to them, because I care about them, and they are part of my soul family, and I love them so much. They have taught me what unconditional love really is and how it feels like. Spiritually, don't know the good they've done with me on the astral plane. And there's much more after that, but I'm not getting into a lot of it, because most of it is for me as this individual soul to know. I also got that Kitty got a gun, a rifle, to unalive Jose with, and she was being abused and controlled by him. She was abused by him emotionally and mentally. She had dreams of her own, then she had kids. I understand in her perspective, because I was mentally, verbally abused wife myself, and I didn't know that for years. And my ex-husband, when he would get drunk, after everything was over, I just kept research on narcissistic abuse, and long story short, bang, bada, boom, I was like, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And then I just got these flashbacks of him raping me, and after I got my IUD out, actually, I was going to an interview for my first job since I moved back to Louisiana, and I got that and went through all of those emotions. And I saw that a friend of his had heard him abusing me and told his brother, and his brother called him, and he tried to talk to me and make like it didn't, convince me that it never happened. And then I'd get the images of that and going through those emotions and seeing the black eye that I had and the bruises on my wrists the next day. The bruises on the wrist, now I remember that very well. So that's another example of all this. And my cousin, of course, you know, sexually assaulted me in my Momo and Popo's laundry room, which now I know why I was afraid of that for so long after my ex did what he did and just kind of pushed me away, and I'm getting assaulted in Galveston and, you know, raped by these men and coerced by people I trusted down there after all that. And then my ex-boss, you know, I'm renting from her thinking I've got a safe place over there because she coerced me into that area with her granddaughter, because I have such a soft heart for the innocent, for kids, and her granddaughter was... Okay, before I was interrupted, thank you, Mother, I was talking about how Kitty got the gun, and I was telling you about my experience with my ex-husband and people, my former roommate and ex-boss coercing me, leading me, giving me the breadcrumbs with her granddaughter who was clairvoyant that I was supposed to help, and then, you know, verbally, mentally abusing me, yada, yada, yada. And then finally my parents came to, who actually believed my husband at the time after he told them that I was cheating on him when I wasn't, and like crying the crocodile tears and kicking me out of my own house and turning like into this psychopath after they left and degraded me and turned against me. And pretty much, you know, he's turning the psychopath and making me, and so happy that I'm deleting everything and taking the card out where he doesn't have to deal with me anymore and push me out. He just became this weird psychopath after that. And then they're finally coming around and realizing they harshly judged me with it too. And now everything's okay for now. So what else was I gonna say? Okay. Lyle also has the ability to age backwards. I did get that from him. I mean, come on, he's 55 and he still looks like a rock star. I say that you'll hear that in the beginning. Like I said, Erik's a brainiac, and he is an amazing guy, very athletic, very gifted. Now, Erik's got some magical abilities as well. He can make himself invisible. He's got that, and he can shoot fire out of his hands in the astral plane. He's got that as well. So I am picking that up from him. He also is telepathically connected to his soul tribe. He can send telepathic messages out. So can Lyle. Erik can also bilocate himself. So all of these things tonight I was getting. I do believe Leslie Abrams is a mother figure to Erik, because I mean, you see that. You see the unconditional love between them, and I just think that is just so cute, and it really warmed my heart to see that. I had a similar experience with that as well with my former teacher, whose spirit actually told me she had passed in 2016, and I didn't know it. That still, you know, triggers me today. Miss Carlene Morris, she believed in me. She knew I could pass math, because that's my worst subject ever. I have ADHD and dyscalculia with numbers, and she helped me with that. So moral of the story, guys, this is Erik and Lyle. This is what I have for y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to be brave and speak my truth and speak what I'm picking up with people, and because spirit and intuition doesn't lie. It doesn't. And I don't want anybody to see the truth late like I did. And so I wanted to come out and help as much as I can. I would really love to meet you too. I feel a very strong pull to y'all. So much to the point that my heart just feels like it's home. Let's just put it that way. I feel home with you guys, and that's the truth. So anyway, love y'all unconditionally. If you have any questions, Erik, I did write to you, but I will try again. Please do not, and if y'all are going through y'all spiritual awakening right now, both of you, Erik and Lyle, do not hesitate to send me a message or send me a letter, and I will answer any questions that y'all have about dreams and try to interpret them, or what you see, what you clairaudiently hear. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me, because I would love to help you and I would love to guide you. So anyway, I love y'all. Love everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in, and happy hauntings. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me in my first talkcast about the Menendez brothers. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like and subscribe to Haunted Falls Paranormal, and I'll see you next time. Happy hauntings!